Hey everyone, Amy here from Revitalized RX. You won't believe how many people use these foam rollers wrong. Well, wrong if you truly want to be getting results. So stay tuned and keep watching as I'm going to help you roll into the new year by getting the results that you desire from your foam rolling. For the past 25 years as a therapist, I have seen all kinds of foam rolling techniques. I'm going to be taking you through my top 4 do's and don'ts when it comes to foam rolling, especially if you want to be getting results. So our number 1 is slow it down. And I'm going to show you what I see and then what we want to be doing. And I'll be using a quad technique as my example for this. So this is what I typically see. I will see a lot of speed, a lot of movement, a lot of rolling like this. So when we are rolling at a fast pace, we are only really addressing that superficial fascia, and we are never getting deep within the tissue. So we're not going to be making really a lot of significant change. So what we want to do, let's slow it down. Let's take a moment to sink in and find those areas of restriction. And when we find them, we're going to stop, we're going to breathe, and we're going to wait for them to release. So what that will look like, this is what we want to be doing. So instead of rolling really fast on our foam roller, we are going to roll down a bit, roll back, and find that area. So right in there, I start to get some resistance, some tension. Once we find that spot, let's go ahead and work on softening into that area. Breathe into where that's tight, and as it gives, you can then roll a little bit further. And something that I like to a lot of times add to this is movement. So with this area, once I find that restriction, I may add movement by bending my knee or what we call mashing and tipping over that area. And then once it releases, I roll and find that next spot, focusing on sinking deeply into the area. So our first do is slow it down. Second one is all about lessening the load. And I'm going to use the calves as an example. So what I see is I see people coming here, lifting themselves up, and again, going fast and rolling up in here. So we don't want to really load those arms. It decreases our ability to be able to sink and release into the foam roller, but it also creates body tension, eliminating the ability for the body to actually release. So what we want to be doing is, for some of us, our calves are going to be so tight that even just the weight of our calf on there will make a huge difference. Keep your butt on the ground and then slowly roll back and forth, just like we did before with the quads. Slowly roll till you find a restriction. Now, if you do not find that this is enough pressure, you can take that other leg and rest it on top of there. And again, this is going to create more pressure on there. We're not loading and lifting up. We're keeping our bottom on the ground, and then we are finding where those areas of restriction are. So number 1 was slow it down, which we brought into this technique. The second one is also lessen the load. And then the third one that we want to watch for is watch our form. And I'm going to show you this with a inner thigh, or what we call an adductor example. Many times people drop their back, creating this curvature in their back. We want to maintain stability through the back. So if I'm going to come onto my inner thigh, I may come to the end of the foam roller, turn my leg out. And what I see a lot of times with people is they will drop their back and let that twist. So you don't want to do that. That does predispose the back to some problems. So what we want to do is keep our back nice and stable. Again, slow it down, slowly roll up and down till you find that restriction. Sink into it. Now, sinking into it doesn't mean we're dropping our back. Sink into it is we're focusing on that leg, sinking in more deeply to that restriction. So number 1 was slow it down, 2, lessen the load, and also watch your form. So number 4 is using props. And I'm going to use opening up the chest vertically on the foam roller as an example. So what we don't want to do is let those arms hang in the air, because we are actively using our muscles to hold those arms up, which is not going to let that area open up because there's increased tension. So what we want to do is come up onto that foam roller, have a blanket next to you. So again, what I am seeing that we don't want to do is let those arms hang on up, especially if you have that chest tightness. So what you want to do is find an area where you have a light to medium intensity of pull, and then you are going to place a blanket, a pillow, or something to support you where you're getting a nice light to medium pull through here. And now we are focusing just on softening, letting our arm just become heavier into that support, into that blanket or pillow. And then as that area opens up, we can open up the blanket to give ourselves a little bit more opening. So it's all about propping, supporting the body. You should never feel like you are having to work to maintain that position or actively use those muscles. That's eliminating the ability for the body to release and open up. So always provide that support. Now, a bonus for getting up off this foam roller, I see a lot of people want to just sit up off the foam roller. Instead, just simply roll off to the side to get up off of that foam roller. So the next time that you are grabbing your foam roller and utilizing it on the floor, remember, number 1, let's slow it down. Number 2, let's lessen the load. 3, watch your form. 4, use props as needed. Foam rolling should never feel like a workout. Let it be easier, and trust me, your body will thank you by showing you the results. If you found this video helpful, I would love for you to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for more.